Hey guys, it's Natalie here, back with the Muwomen Podcast. I'm here with Matt Crane. Craney, talk to me. How was your
good.
Christmas?
How are you doing?
I'm good, man. How was Christmas?
Busy but good. Yeah, got to see all the family. A couple of drinks as well as you do, a few parties. So yeah, I was yours because you had your birthday as well.
Yeah, Christmas was good because, well, Christmas is just Christmas, isn't it? But then Boxing Day was football. They won that one. Yeah. And then yesterday I got my messages from the girls. I bet she was glad, Deborah, that I went to bloody that day in it.
It was easier. It was easier without you there.
Got them done in it. But she said that Jess one, she did it when I was there. Didn't even realise. She went, "Oh, I asked her about a badge." Didn't even realise.
Yeah, it was on the way in. I think the way in, she was like, "Oh, can we do a message afterwards?" And she was like, "Yeah, of course." But we didn't tell her that you just disappeared and bailed on her. We just said it'd be easier afterwards. So yeah, all good.
What were they saying then after? Were they saying, "Oh, where's Natalie then"? Or did
no, there's actually no comments. I don't know. The thing is now, because they're part of that bus in the way, it's just one of them where they come out of that little door and just, I don't know, they can't see us all the time. So no questions, but it was all good.
Hey, John. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, everyone in there. 7 people, I see. But yeah. So, Craney, the season so far, what's your thoughts on it?
Do you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say better than expected. I think, start of the season, I said around sort of 5th, 6th, 7th, anywhere between there. And obviously we're sat in 4th at the moment, looking, all right. I mean, it's harder league than last year. There's no doubt about that. There is, obviously, there's a step up in class. But I think so far, I think we've more than held our own. I look at, even looking at the defeats, either it's come down to mistakes or we've just been unfortunate. We've not received a hiding off anyone. Everyone. I just remember laughing over summer, reading all the tweets about City. Oh, City going to put 4, 5, 6 past you and all that.
Now what? It was just like bashed them. We went and bashed them, like I said we would. I told Jess, I told Katie, I said stick it on that midfield and stick it on that Steph Orton, and that's what they did, and they got just roared.
Yeah, no, so I think, I mean, so far, like I say, obviously sat in 4th, pleasing at the moment. I think now, second half of the season, if we can kind of, kick on, maintain where we are, I think, well, definitely me and I'm sure pretty much the rest of us would be happy with a 4th place finish.
Jane Doe, I see you there. See you there, Christian, as well. But Jane Doe, it'll be a hard league. Oh, bloody hell, it will be. We'll talk about that later. But you know what, Craney? You said it, and other people say it, and Rodney says it, and Dave says it. Oh, we're doing better than expected. And maybe in a way we're doing better than expected. But I expected to be 4th. I don't know where all this talk of, oh, we're not going to be this and we're going to do this. But it was only really Reading. And then the top 3 would be the top 3. But we beat West Ham. We beat all Brighton and all around there. So I thought we'd beat them again. Just teams like Reading that we had.
I think that's why I went for 5th, because like sort of 5th, 6th, because obviously Reading, like you say, Reading were up there last year. I fully expected them to be sat 4th now, and then sort of the 5th, 6th, 7th for a decent battle between sort of us, West Ham, and Spurs as well. Spurs have made a few, pretty good signings. So yeah.
I expected Liverpool and Birmingham to be a lot higher. Obviously, with Birmingham, there was a mass exodus. So when was a team we hadn't played yet. We had played Liverpool right at the start, but they were around there, weren't they, in the top half last year? And the fact that them and Birmingham the radar completely has been a sort of shock to me. John Foster has said to me on Twitter, question for us, and this is sort of tying in with what we were saying. Where do you think we'll progress into the next round of the Conti? And for me, I think that's a let's, yes, 100%. If we're not, what we're doing. But who do we want in the next? And this is where I'm coming from again. It's not.
No, it's not a disrespect.
Arrogant. It's looking at it factually. We are winning these games. We've already beaten Brighton. We've beaten them away. We've beaten them at home. I can maybe see them resting a few players. I can see us resting a few players playing that same team. But I still expect that team that's been playing the Conti games to go out there and beat Brighton.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, I think Brighton's a given, like, without sounding too harsh or too rude against Brighton. But listen, in terms of the semis, I'd love Man City at Lee. I just think the reason being, if the semis, and I'm not sure when the semis is, I'm not sure if it's midweek or weekend, it's going to be very difficult if we draw a London club away to get people down there due to work. Now, obviously, hopefully if we keep it local, City at home at Lee, we'll beat them. Big celebration of getting into the final, and we've won a local derby. Happy days.
Yeah, and I do think with the girls, they do talk a lot about the Fortress, Lee Sports Village, when they play at Lee. It's a lot better. But what I would like is City at their little place.
Yeah.
See what all the fuss is about City, and Christian saying that Harder 2020 is trending. I'm saying, Christian, we're going to speak it into existence. Now it's trending.
He's probably made about 10 accounts himself, hasn't he?
I'm messaging on her comments every day. I'm messaging Mary every day. I'm going to tell Mary. So if you watch it, girls, if you watch later, you're going to get it. So Gary has just said 4th. Could we challenge for 3rd? The thing is, we're challenging for 3rd. It's games like West Ham where you need to pick up the points.
Yeah.
And it's games like Reading away. And if we have another Reading away or another West Ham away, we won't be finishing 3rd. And that's it. Don't forget about playing the big teams.
No, yeah, I think I'd agree. It's the tricky ones where, like you say, I mean, we've got Reading away pretty soon. Things like Reading, West Ham to come at home, obviously, sort of further on in the season. We've still got to obviously play Arsenal at their place.
Yeah.
So it's not things like that. I mean, it's going to be fine margins in terms of, like you say, looking to get 3rd. I mean, listen, it's not ahead of us. Nothing is, but I just think this season it would be difficult or a challenge to kind of. I think the thing about the top 3 is they're consistently getting the wins, whether that's grinding out a 1-0 win. Arsenal could play absolutely terrible and still beat a team. I mean, look at Chelsea. Chelsea struggled against Liverpool before the Christmas break. Now, obviously, Chelsea is sitting a lot higher up than obviously 3rd. But again, that's the difference. When those teams are at drop points, we need to be there capitalising. And if we're not doing that and taking advantage, then we ain't going to get that 3rd spot this year.
I don't think it'll be this year. I think we can eventually get it. And I'm sure you've watched Mary's video. I'm sure a lot of people have. If you haven't, go check it out. It's a really good video. Yep. She talks about the expectation of the club. She expects Man United to be one of the best clubs in the world. And she expects us to challenging for Champions League within 3 to 5 years, was it? And winning it within 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And then she said the way that we've done this season, they expected 5th, but they think they're going to get 4th. So then that pushes forward Champions League, especially with the 3rd place opening up. And I think now that 3rd place, we should be doing everything to get it. Everything. Yeah. Throw everything in there. Just get it. Get in there. Get used to it. Win it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the thing is, I think this season, let's say we come 4th. I think next year, if we look to push towards it, that's realistic. However, I do think next year we don't want to be placing massive expectations on the back of one good year this year. Because obviously, but I think if we get it, obviously next year, brilliant. If we don't, and it does come the year after, then fine. I'd rather build for obviously next season and then the one after to go for it after that than kind of like rush into it, if you know what I mean, and kind of place unnecessary expectations on either the players or the staff.
I don't think there's unnecessary because I think they expect it. Last year, I was told. Last year, I went into that West Ham game in the Conti Cup thinking, oh God, this is going to be a really tough game. I'm so nervous, West Ham. Yeah. And were you there with me? I can't remember. But Martha went, we're going to win that. And I went, are you sure? And she went, listen, we're going to win. And I went, are you sure? And they just did it. And so I don't think there's pressure because I think that's what they want. They want to be in the Champions League.
course they do. And I think, listen, there's already the pressure anyway of being at a big club. But all I was meaning by that was kind of more pressure. You know, we do have a young squad. Can we deal with it? I'm sure we'll find out in these, next few kind of seasons. Yeah. But like you say, it's definitely 100% realistic. It's an aim of ours, like you say.
I think that I think City are gonna improve. Like summer, they're gonna need to just throw everything at it. They want to stay up there because now, I think we're pushing them. I think we can beat them if we do get them. I think we've shown we've won against them. So Gareth just popped up, whether it's our Gareth or another Gareth, I don't know. But everyone's ours. You know what I mean? Barmy Army out here. But no, I'm being serious, guys. There's been times this season we've not been clinical when it comes to this. What can we change to make sure we're putting them in the net?
I think for me, formation. If we're not signing anybody, I mean, even if we are signing somebody, I think for me, just maybe, I mean, I've discussed this with a few people. I get the two holding to protect, but I'm sure, I think we've talked about this, haven't we? When we said about the lesser teams, I don't see why we can't try one holding and push another one either, in midfield or up top. Now, for me personally, it would be up top. I think, yes, Lauren does fantastic on her own up top, but then let's say Lauren gets injured one day and we've got maybe somebody else up top, are they going to fit the system? Are they going to need a strike partner? I just think just options. Like I was saying, I think it was to you again about, other teams, pretty much City have kept the same formation and tactics for God knows, like last 3 seasons, and they're getting found out. And the fans are now, well, he always picks these players, which is fine if you're looking for consistency. But last year, barring the cup wins, the year before they struggled, and the year before that they did get 3 trophies. So it's one of those. It's a fine balance for me, but definitely in terms of more clinical, I would be pushing, sacrifice the defensive midfielder, push somebody further forward. We've all seen we've got Katie sits alongside Hayley at present. Now we've all seen the girl can shoot. We've seen the free kicks and things like that. So push her on, put somebody else up alongside Lauren. Jess is sat on the bench. For me,
if you don't play Lauren or whatever, a few times you might get a red card, you might get a yellow card, whatever. I'd play Jess and Jane up top together. I think this game now coming up, Brighton, perfect opportunity. Rest Katie, play Hayley, and then whoever she's playing in the middle, Hayley, Molly, and Tooney, and play bloody Jess and Jane up top. The cup games are the perfect games to see if you can do it, see if it works or whatever. And maybe bring off, because whatever's happening with Molly's happening, right? But bring off Molly, play then Katie and Hayley in there second half, and let them then, Katie, Hayley, and Tooney with Jess and Jane up top. That's basically your team, isn't it? And then,
I mean, have Jess and Jane played together? I'm just trying to think back.
They have, but Jess always plays on the right, and Jane always plays up in the middle.
You see, needs to know. For me, I say this weekly, and I've said this to Rodney as well. Jess needs to be up top. She really does. I mean, at the moment we rely on Lauren for goals. Midfield. Well, midfield. It'd be great if they could contribute. Jess is a goal
scorer from the wing. That's it.
Yeah, but Jess is a goal scorer, and she just seems wasted out on the right for me at the moment because, it's just she's either sat on the bench and not playing, or she's out on the right grafting away, which is great. But then we're getting no goals because she should be in the box.
Yeah. Fiona, Jess and Jane up top, Lauren as a 10. Listen, Fiona, we're all for that. Christian saying 4-2-3-1 works against the big teams when we want more solid.
I'd agree.
But then 4-3-3 maybe against the weaker teams.
Or 4-1-3-2 again.
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm backing that all the way. And I'd play, like you say, Hayley. But I think the games like Brighton is the games when you can build it up. And then whoever we get in the FA Cup draw, there's a lot of National League teams in there. There's a lot of, how can you say it? There's going to be Championship coming in. There's going to be teams there that we can pretty much we can test things out against. And instead of just keep playing the same formation, maybe play it two up top, Jess and Jane, see how they do together. You never know.
I mean, another thing, obviously, again, we're going back to that word clinical. Now, it could be the difference between us coming 4th or 5th goal difference, which again, like we talked about, you do want. God, what's Rodney put down here? You do want to be clinical to get these goals to kind of get us up there, and again, it's coming down to can we find somebody else to get goals.
The derby was the one where we had loads of chances. The very first one, and it was a good save, but she could have scored. People have come up to me and said she should have scored. I'm sure she would have said as well. Jane, should have scored. Jackie, she took it all on herself, and that one I thought I was in. We all thought it was
we were all
one in the first half though, and Steph took her out. Steph took Jackie out, and I can't believe she didn't go mad. I can't believe she didn't go mad.
No.
And I think maybe it's just starting. She didn't want to. Now they all go mad because they know that we'd back them up. But I was screaming at that ref.
Yeah.
Penalty. But then there was loads of. But Leah was just. The ball was going across. That's what we see a lot of. Leah whipping it in. Hanson whipping it in, and there's no one there.
Nope, I agree.
And I just.
But then with one forward, I mean, how many times you see Lauren head a ball? She very rarely does. So if she's the one up top on her own, who's going to head the ball?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, Jess is going to put a head on it.
Yeah.
And a couple of midfielders, maybe, Katie, Jackie, but it's getting them into them positions. Again, if some of them are sat deep against like a bloody Bristol or a Brighton or Birmingham, get them up there.
Jackie was up there versus Spurs and versus Brighton. And I think when Jackie's up there, I think I saw it versus Brighton, and I definitely saw it versus Spurs because she had that one-on-one, didn't she? And I think
she had about 3 one-on-ones at Spurs and missed them all.
Yeah, but I think it's in her head. She thinks there's all this pressure, and I'm seeing it more and more now. And like, I'm not slagging anyone off. Do not think that I'm slagging.
No, of course not.
Jackie's going to score today. Jackie's going to score today. Jackie's going to score today. Even myself, I go up to her and go, today's the day. And I just think she needs to know, we got you, yeah? And you score.
Keep your game simple, People were busy on Twitter last week. I read a few things saying, she's not a goal-scoring midfielder, which is fine. But then, like you say, pressure of being at United, pressure of scoring, maybe that's catching up. But keep your job simple. I mean, look at Hayley since coming in. Keep it simple. Fans' favourite. Do your job. Do it well. Odd goal.
Yeah. And I think the thing is with she's not a goal-scoring. That's fine. For me, Molly's a goal-scoring midfielder. Molly will score a goal. It's like that Arsenal game. There was nothing going on, and she scored the goal 2-1. Yeah. So fair enough. That's not Jackie, but it's like you say, the 3 one-on-ones. There's a few in Bristol. There was, so it's like then that Chelsea game. Hanson took a shot on, and she ended up going sick. Hanson, I thought to myself, well, when they've played you through, you're not scored.
No.
He's the one who's in form scoring.
Yeah, I think that's what I liked about watching kind of Tooney and Molly last year. Do you know, like the late runs into the box or the late kind of popping up in the edge of the area and just hit one. Tooney again at Chelsea.
And that goal versus Sweden was that. It was just popping up, bang, slide it in the bottom. But, it'll come. And I think it is that pressure. It is putting it on herself. And she just needs to relax because there's just, it'll come.
Yeah, I'm just looking now in these comments about getting on the end of crosses. Again, totally agree. We even just things like set plays, we do seem quite wasteful. Same players taking it, same results.
Yeah,
not a lot going on.
Reaper had a great birthday. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in as well. I've had a little message from Matt Johnson.
Go on.
It's about now. We're talking a lot about attack and making chances, and we can go back to that, what you just said as well about chances from corners, because we've not scored any from corners or free kicks this season. And we had great routines last year, but whether it's tactical, I don't know. Or whether we've just been figured out, I don't know. But Matt saying we had some shaky moments towards the end. Did the winter break come at a good time?
I'd say yes. Firstly, because we've pretty much, bar maybe, I'd say 2 or 3 changes, obviously excluding cups. We've played the same team pretty much consistent. Like I said, it might have been the odd suspension or injury where I've had to change, 2 or 3, but it's not been massive changes. So I think one, tiredness creeps in. And I do think that's because we've not utilised maybe everybody as well as we could have done, in terms of rotating. And 2, I just think mentally as well. Go on.
No, you were just
what you
in
saying?
And out then. Go on. Well, from my side.
Oh, no, I was saying, I was saying in terms of there was something, one of the programmes that Millie Turner had said about the break coming at a good time for the players. Obviously, if that's something players are saying, it must be something that's, I don't know, maybe massively beneficial to them. So in terms of, I think just again to just refresh minds and kind of, because we did make a few silly mistakes, in those last sort of 2-3 games, to either, allow teams to get a goal or 2, or, we just got away with it in terms of Everton with mistakes. West Ham punished us for every single one.
Exactly. And I think Mary, she's come back, hasn't she, from basically not playing. Abby McManus basically played in the right or didn't play. And I think now this is a season. Even I think Millie, she played all the games last year, and now she's playing all the games this year. And I think last year you can do it. This year, I don't know. I think she needs a rest. I'm not saying, but then she's our best centre back. So it's like, but again, against like a Brighton, no disrespect. I love them. My friend plays for them. That's the game.
I think the thing, like you say, if you're resting anyone, it has to be against a lower team. Now, what we do have is and this is based on seeing the training pics, we do have Kirsty Smith back. So obviously, if you're looking at right back, Amy T to centre half, rest the player, Martha's at left, and
Amy T can't play then in the league. If she plays in the cup, they're not thinking, would you do this for Brighton? Bring in Poppy Lorison from the Devs, 17, I think she is. Maybe she might be 16. Or Chloe Norton. I think they're either 16 or 17, but to me, I'd play them. I just don't know, because if we've not got much squad depth, why not just throw a Dev in?
No, but I want chuck in somebody that, I mean, I've not seen the games. Obviously, you and the others have, but I just think for me, no. Either if we're not putting Amy there, and Amy needs resting, then obviously go 3 at the back for me. I mean, we've got Bristol and Brighton. It's 2 teams. If we're resting Millie against one and Amy can't play the other, why not go back to you forget Hayley Ladd can play right back as well. Obviously, she'd be wasted there, in my view, but she can do a job there. We can go 3 at the back and, 3-5-2. There's options.
Up top,
I don't know.
Not the midfielders. That's why it seems to be heavy midfield.
Oh yeah, definitely. So why not put 5 in there?
Why not? Fuck it. Sorry, guys, don't swear. But Reaper, I'm guessing this is Jack. How much you want to bet? And that will tear it up when she sees Ebony. Mate, I'll be crying. I don't care, right? I'll tell you. I'll cry. No, this is what will happen. I'll see her off the bus, give her a hug. Then she'll be warming up. I'll wave to her and sing a song a bit. Then if she starts or she comes off, whichever, if she's on the bench, I'll sing her onto the pitch. If she comes off as a sub, I'll sing her off. And then I'll go and see her first at the end. And then I'll see her getting back on the bus.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do if she scores? Because she's quick.
She scores, mate. They need to be on this, because Katie should know Ebony's rapid. So this is what they're going to do. They're going to play balls over the top of Abby's head and Millie's head. So what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do to counter it? But to be fair,
we're going to get Hayley to get legs on and take her out. So it's fine.
Yeah. To be fair, that girl against Brighton, I don't know her name, she's quick as well. The black girl who plays for Nigeria.
For Brighton.
Yeah, she's very quick, tall, strong, but we boxed her off.
Oh, that Umatong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We boxed her off, so Really?
There's been a few that have been pretty quick against us. Chloe Kelly was pretty quick.
Yeah, she didn't do nothing. We should be all right, We should be all right. I can't say anything but a United win. If they're dropping points for Brighton, I mean Bristol, and if they're getting beat by Brighton, they need to look at themselves. I don't need to say anything to them.
I think we need to beat Bristol, and then we need to go and do Bristol a favour the week after and go and beat Liverpool.
Yeah, we need to trash them though. If Arsenal scoring 11, we need to be scoring 5 minimum. It's like when we played Leicester. I said we need to score 7 minimum because if Sheffield United can score 7, we need to be scoring, and that's the standard. That's why I was like, we want 10, because listen, I'm setting these standards.
Well, that said, against Leicester, we also could have had another 5 or 6 as well. Again, no disrespect, but we were pretty poor in parts in front of goal.
Exactly. And I was telling them, get these goals. What are you playing at? So
again, it comes back to what I said earlier about clinical. Could this be, in terms of the league, it's going to be the difference in between 4th and 5th or 6th? Other people, Everton have already strengthened. You're looking at Spurs. I'm assuming will bring a couple in. Competition now is kind of hotting up.
Well, Spurs have just lost that girl. I forget her name.
Rachel Furness.
Yeah, she went to Liverpool. That's a midfield space opening up. Where do you think they're going to go?
Do you know what? I honestly couldn't tell you. It's one of them. It depends who are they taking off other teams, or are they looking abroad? I mean, it's hard to know the transfer kind of plans and budgets of other teams, really, isn't it?
Well, really, that was just a loan, wasn't it? It wasn't like they were buying her, looking at buying her, because obviously she was available to be bought. They didn't want to spend that money. They only wanted it on loan. Whether they look at another loan, obviously that's an area they need to strengthen. You're touching on Everton's. I mean, me and you have said it. They've now got a lot of goalkeepers, but they're looking, obviously, I think probably at getting a lot of lionesses in. So he obviously wants Gabby to go and be a lioness. There's some other ones in there. Simone McGill, I don't know. Obviously, this one
Irish.
I don't know.
Chloe Kelly. Chloe's English.
Kelly.
Bobby George.
Yeah, they've now got Izzy. Get her back in the lioness team.
Yeah.
That's Sandy. Push her up. What's your thoughts then on them? Because really, if we're looking at it purely and simple, we thought Reading would be up there, but it's going to be us and Everton fighting for 4th, isn't it, really, in my opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say worried, but I think they're certainly going out there and making a couple of decent signings, so there's certainly the intents there. It's one of them, yeah. I mean, we've had again another conversation about not wanting to kind of get beat by these teams in and around us in terms of signing players. Now, obviously, it has been mentioned a lot that Izzy may not have been a target, which is completely fine. But I think, if we do want to go out there and get players, we need to be competing with the best. We can't afford to kind of, we're not spending this until we've got rid of a couple, or we're not. The time is now. Go and get your players now. I mean, we look at these players now, if they're signing 2-3 year deals and staying at these clubs, and clubs in and around us are signing, good players, and we're maybe bringing in one because we're struggling for cash, allegedly, then, what does that say? I think ambition, the manager's got a plan. Now it's about time that kind of the board and the club back to, and said, right, okay, Everton signed Izzy, we'll go and get, like, say, maybe a harder type player in 1-2 years' time, let's go and do it. But certainly looking at, like you say, in Everton, they won't be far. They're obviously, they're better than last year, because last year they were just, massively struggling. But I think this year, a couple of decent signings in summer they made. They've brought in a couple of good additions now in January. So it's going to be certainly interesting when we go back to their place in February. But I still think we do edge them for quality. And I'm still confident of nicking that 4th still.
And you just struck it at the time. The time is right now to talk. And I also say, I think it's Jack Reaper.
Yeah.
Who do you think we're going to sign, mate? And I don't think this season we're going to, like you just said, unless someone goes, whether it's low, whether it's this, whether it's whatever, I don't think anyone's going to come in now. I don't think the time is now for anyone.
The thing is, even if it's a loan, we're still picking up the wage, especially if it's a championship club. So in terms of budget,
they pick up a bit of it. They pay a fee or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
fair enough. Yeah, because I mean, some of them are done where it's like on the number of games. So some clubs I know will say, right, if you guarantee this player 15 games, you know, you can have them on loan for free, and we kind of pick up the wage. But again, each deal is different. But I don't know. I think in terms of January, I'd be surprised if she brought somebody in mid-season, because one, it's to disrupt the flow, and two, it's kind of going to take them a couple of months to settle in and be integrated. So I think for me, it would be a no.
Yeah, I just seen another comment, and you just hit on Man United women all the way. I don't think we'll sign anyone then, but it's maybe about a few people. And I don't know names. Obviously, that's for Casey's job. I don't even want to say any names. Some will go, and then we'll get people in. The one, and I said it to you, Matt. The one, the only one, right? That I'm bothered about coming in. And I'm hearing that she might not. She might go and be her girlfriend.
Go on.
The only one. And I'm talking Bronze, forget her. I'm talking whoever else she's speaking about, forget that one. The only one. And I've even told Boss. So Boss knows this is not new to anyone watching. Pernil. And I've got that wrong. I know I have. Pernil. Harder.
Right, okay.
That is a level. If we're looking at Champions League, like we're saying, that third space is open up. She is Champions League quality. Absolutely. No doubt about it. We're winning the league if we're getting her. And that's the levels that we're talking about. And Mary, I'm going to sign big players. I mean, yes, she didn't say when, or she didn't say what. We're going to be the best team. That's what everyone's talking about. We're going to be the best team. And I'm prepared to wait. But we need like a Jackie Groenen-esque, world-class, top 100 kind of player.
With goals.
And to be fair, I'd start with her. I know she's in the top 10. She finished 8th in that list. Maybe that's pushing too far because Jackie was about 30th or something. So maybe let's look at the top 20. But I think that's what we need to be doing. If we're going to be challenging the Champions League, we need to be getting that caliber.
I'd say at the moment, midfield's our strength. For me, in summer, my number one would be a forward.
Yeah, harder. It's there, mate. Everyone's saying it. Harder.
I know, but harder's not massively. Yeah, I mean, listen, she's more for me of a number 10 than an actual forward. Go and get all your goals type thing. You know, I think she'd do a job. But you know. Oh, Gareth's killing you now. Lucy Bronze, forget her is an iconic line. That's going to come back and haunt you, that now.
Fucking come at me. I don't care. Lucy already knows anyway. Me and her are tight, yeah? So I don't need to worry about that. Get Pernil in now. That's the tea. Told Gaffer. I've told everyone. Everyone was there to hear. So I'm not saying anything that people don't know. 2020. No. It's trending. Let's make moves.
Get her in and get her behind them forwards or alongside the forward.
Let's score the goals. Because you know what? Amy Turner, I don't care. She's smashing it. Absolutely smashing it. She's doing the business. Lucy Bronze, great. The greatest. That's great. I'm glad everyone loves her. Come at me, mate. But Pernil is the one. Mate.
Yeah. I know, but that said, though, get her in. You know, I definitely would not discount Bronze, best right back in the world.
No.
Because listen, if we can get two, I mean, you know, Millie's obviously, I think everyone would agree, our best defender. If we can get another world-class defender, and that's two out of four that are world-class, it's a pretty solid kind of foundation plus Mary in goal.
Listen, apparently the contract's up. So that's a freebie.
Both next summer.
Freebie, mate. You know, if Casey's got anything about her, she's already on a WhatsApp texting her because we've got each other on WhatsApp, haven't we?
She's not Phil. I think they'll email or something.
No. They've got the WhatsApp on, mate. They've got the WhatsApp on because Casey was in that defender group. So Casey's got the WhatsApp, you know it. Casey's got the WhatsApp, mate. She'll pop up like, remember me? Like I will with my, you know what I mean? Oh, we were in that group together ages ago. No. Class. I seen some comments up a while ago from Rodney, to be fair. Are people starting to fall out of love with LSV. Then Gary said Altringham's a great ground because I said something about Altrincham, but he'll get called off a lot, and it's not. I'm not falling out of love with Lee. I think as a stadium, Lee is fantastic. I just think the reason why I said about Altrincham is I think it's better, it's more atmospheric, and that's what we want. You know, you heard the way Mary talked about the Barmy Army on that video. And listen, guys, if you need to see this Mary video, I'll tweet it later. The way that she said to that girl, listen, and I thought, wow, the way she was talking about filling out a stadium, and imagine if that's your home support, and then instantly in her head, it went, the Barmy Army are sick. And I just think we need to get on that terrace in Lee. It's so important. I think it'll make a massive difference because it'll crank it up.
Yeah. I think the good thing about Lee is because of how it's built. Like, I mean, I last went to Altrincham back when the reserves played there, but Lee's kind of, because it's got the roof on and kind of the metal sides, it kind of reminds me of when we went to where did we go last year, to Hyde. It kind of keeps the sound in, and I think, like you say, in that terrace, keep the sound in. You know, everybody stood up together. I mean, you only had to see it at Hyde. Hyde was rocking last year in the cup. You know, a nice little, and I think Altrincham, I'm pretty sure there's at least a roof missing off one stand. It kind of, the atmosphere doesn't stay in, if you like, to kind of create the loud noise. It's kind of, I don't know, it's just, I love Lee. You know, like you said, bar the terrace, you know, I think it's ideal. It's 12,000 seats, which is the aim to obviously sell that out. Or should we say, maybe 10,000 seats and a couple of thousand standing. But anyway, to 12,000, you know, I think it's modern, it's up to date. You know, I think I saw a comment, somebody talking about the state of Altringham's pitch and the weather. I mean, I agree. You know, Lee's got the undersoil heating. Pretty good ground, I don't think. You know, the only issue is, as people keep saying, it is quite a bit of a trek from sort of anyone that lives near Old Trafford or further afield. But, you know, there's not a lot you can do about that in terms of, unless you've got your own ground, we don't have the luxury of picking and choosing. Now, I saw something a couple of weeks ago, somebody said Salford Reds, which it's closer to Old Trafford, but I honestly don't know. It depends again.
There's trams now, hopefully running soon to
April to Trafford. Yeah. So I mean, Salford could work. I know the 23s played at Salford a while back. You know,
I think Lee's where it's at, because I think the 23s play there. Then when they have a 19s tournament, they're there.
I think Lee's set till 2023.
Yeah,
possibly 2022. The contract is signed, so it's not changing anytime soon.
It's Lee. I just think get us in that terrace. That's what we need to do. We need to, you know, if we're going to get Champions League nights, that's what we want. I don't want anyone.
I just don't understand where they come from in terms of they talk about the health and safety, and I get that, but yeah, it's open for rugby. Where's the logic?
Lee is not an all-seater stadium for football, so there's no regulation. Whether it's
I think in terms of stewarding, one guy was like getting stewards and numbers, which okay, but again, it's open for rugby.
But then they had numbers at 4,000, and they were opening the other side of us. Whereas why not just open instead of the south? Just take, because that'll then open up loads of seats in the west. Take all the people that want to go in the terrace, permanently put them there.
Yeah.
And then you've got loads of seats in the west, and the west will fill out, and it'll be like full stands.
Yeah, well, I think Jack's just mentioned it on the comments now going up about, you know, they keep opening 2 or 3 stands, and then you kind of, you look back on telly or you see the pictures and it's not full. I mean, how many times have you seen this season behind that goal to our right open, and then there's been like 10 people in there, and then you look back on telly and you think the west stand's not full?
That's because they have to keep the west stand open for all season tickets, so people who don't turn up.
No, I get that. But then, you know, they could spin it around, open the terrace for the season ticket holders, leave a small block or section in the west stand for those that are season ticket holders that want to sit, and then to fill the west.
And then sell the west stand. Yeah, makes sense. They just need to listen, see.
Hey, keep on flagging them, they'll cave in one day.
Everyone needs to keep on at them. If you want to be in that terrace, That's the most important thing for me. Getting a bus and getting in that terrace. So just keep on at them and join the Barmy Army. I've just seen someone saying, how do I get involved? Listen, follow me at Natalie_17. Follow the Barmy Army MUWFC. Follow it across all socials. Keep on them. Sign up. Message the Barmy Army. Ask to be a member. Things like this, guys. Being a member with us, because we have communications into the club. So if we can then go and say we have 100 members, but it's about growing it over 100. You know, people are starting and they've got 50 and thinking it's great, and the club are doing everything for them with 50 people. We've got nearly 100. Yeah. What are they doing for us? More people, guys. Get signed up. Even if you don't want everything that comes with it, you want to sit down, get signed up, because we're the supporters club for these girls. And whether you want to be Barmy Army, okay, I don't care, but just sign up, because we're pushing for the best. There's going to be more about this.
Can I touch on that as well? I think what's good is that away games are accessible. And I think in terms of, I mean, you've said it and I've said it, the dream about having 3, 4, however many buses. I think do not underestimate your support at away games as well. You know, if you can get on that bus and join us lot, now that transport's available, you know, do it, because it's literally, I mean, like you said, players have said it so many times, the away games, I think, one, being part of the bus and going down makes it, and 2, it's just so much better than a home game. You know, so for me, again, you know, it's accessible and it's all good.
The home games are good, but they could be even better. And I think getting in that terrace makes it better.
100%. But again, you know, away games, if we can, I think it was mentioned on the documentary either by Katie or Alex, you know, away games have felt like home games last year. We need more of that, more of us and more loudness going to these away games now and make it the same as Lee on the road.
And even if you're local to these games, you know, if you're local to Birmingham, get to Birmingham away. Villa are probably going to come up next year. Get to Villa away. Get to, if you're in London, especially, or in the London surrounding, get to Chelsea. Well, it's gone now, but get to Arsenal. Get to all these ones. Get to Bristol. I don't know who else. Get to Reading. Reading was amazing last year. Get to that one.
Well done.
But you know what? We might have something like Plymouth, Argyle. We could get them in the cup. That's bloody miles away. Portsmouth.
We'll get Yeovil knowing our luck. That is a trek.
You know, we could get them in the cup. And like you say, Matt, me and you, we'll go. We'll get on that bus. We'll get up at 3 a.m. and we'll make it down, and everyone get on the bus. But, you know, get on and get down there. Even if you can't.
The other thing we can do, that we talked about as well, is the more people that want to get on, we can look at running buses from elsewhere. I know a couple of people said to me at games, oh, why don't you run them from Lee? Which is fine if we can fill them. You know, it's things we can look at. You know, we can do one from Old Trafford and one from Lee area for people kind of that way, which again, you know, as long as we sell it out and fill the bus, not a problem. So there are options in the pipeline as well, which is something we want to drive forward, especially for that last game or last away game.
Telling you guys, keep subscribing and keep following and keep supporting, because that last away game, I think it's going to be Arsenal. We're going to do it. I know the last one is Bristol, but that last away game, you just keep supporting, and it's supporting in any way. Things like, here's me buying a badge. You know, this little thing, you think, oh, I don't want this, I want this, I don't want this, I want this. Little things like this.
Your t-shirt that you've got on.
Oh, my shirt, yeah. One of our own. Where am I going? Katie Zellum. Skipper. Yeah. All like that. Buying everything. It's support. Because I know the club are pushing to do things, pushing to get more
events.
And more merch out of the store. That's all good. But while they've not got it, to me, there's no issue, because people want it. People are buying it from Ellen's in the comments. People are buying stuff from Norway. Rory Mickelson t-shirts that we did. They're buying them all the way over there. And that helps what's going on here. Don't think it's not, because I'm not taking anything from it. You're not taking anything from it. We're doing it all for the love to then put back in and drive things like you know, more people that sign up to memberships. We're saying, listen, this is what we need. This is what we want. Oh, people saying.
Shall we touch on set pieces whilst we're going to go and look at that then, whilst we wait for a few more questions?
Yeah, definitely. What's your thoughts on them?
I think for me, obviously, like you said earlier, since last year, they've kind of downhill is going to be a bit harsh, but I think we've not utilised them as best we can. You know, like you said, last year we had little strategies. I always think back to that Bees goal at home.
That was the best one.
It went wide, it came across, and it pinged in. You know, brilliant. But I think, you know, we've got Leah. Leah's got, and I've always said that, a wand of a left foot. It's absolutely fantastic. You know, last year we had Alex, which is fine. Leah for me now this year is capable. We do have Katie on most things. A free kick's fine. You know, keep her on them because they're flying in. But corners again, you know, with the likes of Hansen, we've got, you know, a variety of people. I think just switching things up, make yourselves unpredictable. You know, not every game, but the majority of games, we do a short corner, but we're not getting anything from it. Even nobody's in the box throwing themselves at it. You know, it's gone long, or it's, you know, it's kind of get that routine back and become unpredictable. Because if we're looking at being clinical and looking at ways of scoring, for me, we need to be unpredictable. There needs to be, you know, a plan B, a plan C. And we did have some very good ideas last year. You know, let's bring them back.
They've not been doing that. Do you think they're nervous that they're thinking they might go up the other?
From what I heard, although I don't know how correct it is, Willie Kirk did a lot with Ian on set pieces. Now, obviously, Willie's gone. Ian probably still does set piece work, but obviously his main focus is going to be goalkeepers because he's a goalkeeping coach. Now, Glenn, I don't know, does Glenn maybe do set play work? Couldn't tell you, but it's one of them, you know, even if it's at the end of a session, you know, you've done your session, spend half an hour on something. You know, just get a routine going. The whole point of the training sessions, obviously, you get the main basics for what you need in preparation for the game, but let's start using it now. You know, like we did last year. Let's try it against these bigger teams. You know, we used it in the Championship, and, you know, it's not been seen in WSL. They've not seen a Man United set-piece routine yet, as far as I'm concerned. So I think for me, you know, get different players on it. You know, Haley can take a free kick as well. Katie can. Pretty sure Lauren can. We've seen pictures of her practicing and training. You know, I've seen Tooney's free kicks at Blackburn flying in as well, you know, when she's on the pitch. So there's, in terms of that, there's options, but, you know, just keep it ticking and keep it kind of unpredictable, you know, and get some routines going for me.
Gary just saying Katie's goal was classic, and I've seen Haley scoring a few for Brum. And like I said, we saw Lauren. Do you think? I mean, when he left, I'm going to touch on him. I don't care.
Go on.
When he left Willie, we thought, yeah, Willie, whatever, you know, good riddance. We were told all these stories. We were don't do this, you know. Basically, let's not beat around the bush. We were told, F him, he's a snake, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't, you know. And that's what we did, and we stuck it on him then, and we keep sticking it on him. But to me, that game when they played us, that was the best that I've seen them. And if now they're adding this and that, they're adding, you know, they're looking to catch us. And probably that'll be his biggest achievement if he got anything. Not saying, but that would be big for him to do that. And I think it's like you say, he was a first team manager. You know, there's talk that he was potentially looking at being a potentially taking Casey's job. You know, and I think she's got it locked, Casey. I think, you know, isn't it? But she's a baby in terms of this kind of thing. You know what I mean? She's new to it. She's new to
learning, of course, but
a lot of stuff, and she needs people to come in and
give an opinion.
Give an opinion, do something different. You know, we're not all perfect, and I think Glennie came in at that time and he helped and he's done really well. And now they've got this guy called Luke, and apparently he does video analysis, but that's just looking at other teams and what their strengths and weaknesses, and probably talking about where we can exploit whatever. Anyway, but there must be something that is like a tactical coach. You're telling me the men haven't got a guy who does?
I think the thing is with Willie, because I mean I saw it obviously before he came to us. I saw his Bristol team a few times, and I think he was tactically, very, I don't know what's the word, very good tactically. He did have a Bristol team, a very young team, and clear kind of, ways of getting the best out of them, despite them, obviously being young and not many years in the game. Now, obviously, like you say, have we got somebody that can complement Casey, that's not always going to sit there and agree with her, that's got new ideas? Because again, I still, I'm reading comments now, people saying short corners are not great. I agree again, we're not doing anything with them. So that says to me, right, something's not working, go and change it, But Willie was very tactically, I don't know, understanding and quite good in terms of that, which is probably why he brought kind of that side to the team at the time.
Yeah. But like, is there a chance that can they tactically astute? John's just said, yeah. But there must be a role. That must be a game. And I'm not saying, oh, let's bring in 10 staff or this, that, and the other.
No.
And I think staff is all part of the budget. But is it, you want to be Champions League, and you're saying, right, 5 years, we're going to speed up the process. But it's little things like that.
But they're going to make the difference, aren't they? This is what I'm saying. The thing is, I wouldn't say we need to bring in another staff member. I really don't. I think, these, let's not forget, I come from a similar kind of coaching PE background. Let's not forget these are, very highly qualified coaches, at the top level. But for me, just, Casey will have tons of ideas, as will the staff, but let's either go back to what we did with the little kind of combinations, or let's come up with something new. Even down at like an amateur level, or I've done things, at a semi-pro level, you've got to constantly adapt when the game changes. You've got to be adaptable with it. And I think just try different things, work them out, have a look, what works, what doesn't work, what players have I got, who can do this, who can kind of play the way I want and fit kind of my system and my way of playing.
And I think maybe we haven't seen it a lot because these players have been adapting and they've all come in. And then maybe now this is the time. Right, you've had your period, getting used to the league. Jackie, Mary and Abby getting used to playing all the time.
Yeah.
Hayley really shouldn't really need to adapt. She was.
Hayley got it all. Hayley needs to adapt.
Lotta needed to adapt, and I know people be like this, that, and the other. But to be fair, I think she's got a wonderful left foot, and I think her left foot, for me, is up there because when she was whipping them balls against Birmingham.
But there's a reason why she got so many assists last year, isn't there? What is it, 15, 16, 17?
Exactly. So
I think it's one of them where you're kind of trying to work her in a new signing, new country. I think the other day somebody said she was in like the Swedish second division. I don't know if that's correct or not, but she came from Sweden anyway, from the Swedish league, which isn't brilliant by all means. Okay.
It's like really, she's probably come up from the Championship and probably
it's one of them where she will come good. She just needs a consistent run of games and then obviously, like you say, get her in and get that delivery. But I think for the meantime, while she's not in the team, we've players more than capable of putting a ball in, Hansen, Galton, plenty of people that can just change things up. Like you say, we don't always have to have captain on free kicks, corners, and everything else. Just mix it up.
Yeah, and I think probably just see how it goes. Put someone. I don't know.
Well, if you don't try it, you don't benefit from it, do you?
Yeah.
You're not gonna by trying or not trying. It's not going anywhere. If you try it and it comes off great, if you try it and it's not perfect, you work on it, and then you tried.
Like John said, there players don't need to work on fitness all week, but I think a lot of them might have, John. Not in a horrible way, but just getting used to up to the pace, up to the speed. And so maybe that's why I'm saying, right, you've got up to it now. Bang. This is now us because we're coming up against City again. We're coming up against Chelsea again fairly soon. West Ham again.
I think I'm going to touch on that slightly. They don't, and I know this is like correct from speaking to a couple of people, they don't actually work on fitness specifically, obviously, in the middle of the season. It's not about working. She doesn't say, all right, circuit training today, let's go out and I expect this. That's more kind of first couple of months. But there will be a level of, especially coming back now as well, bit of fitness testing, couple of runs and sprints, which is just normal anyway, kind of in the middle of the season. It won't be, massively right. I want this, I expect this fitness levels. I'd expect them all to be there.
Yeah.
But it's one of them where, I mean, they don't train. I don't think they mustn't train as long as the men. I mean, they might train longer, but again, it's pretty much in terms of like fitting that in. You get by the time you've got your warm up and your ball work, your strength and conditioning done, and your stretches, you're on the pitch, and then you're off it. Then it's like cool down, rehab, and you're off again.
Yeah. Well, I've heard from people that they train more than the men, because the men are always playing, so the men don't train as much.
Yeah.
The men, it's their training is the game, basically, in the stand. Okay. Whereas maybe the men are doing more tactical things because they don't need to do the fitness, because the game is the fitness.
Yeah. No. I mean, listen, they may do, but again, it's kind of, it's one of them where if you can fit it in, we've got to start doing it, and we've got to start practicing these kind of set plays and other things to go and complement kind of our current play.
Yeah, it's like what you said. I'd do that bees one again. Just do it. Just see what's the worst that can happen.
Yeah.
Just work out. Just do it. Do it a little different way, maybe. Just do it.
Yeah. But even there was other things as well. I noticed a couple. There was like free kicks where it was edge of the box. You think, right, we're going to shoot, and it'd be pinged out wide, and then like driving a low ball for a tap. Is just, hey, listen, we'll get a job. We'll do a video, shall we, and send it in a DVD. Natalie says this and Matt says that. Is your set play routine?
Band next week, mate. Band next week. But listen, guys, we've been talking an hour, Matt.
No, time flies.
We've had some good questions, guys. Friday, Sunday, 12 o'clock.
Monday.
Big one. Right. What do you think? Result?
I'm struggling between 4 and 5. I think I'll go for 4-0. I think coming back after a break, there might be, and I don't like to say, maybe a slight bit of rustiness, because obviously we didn't have the Birmingham game, so it was that 3 weeks off. But I'd like to still think that we can go out there and at least get 4-0.
I think 6-1. Listen, you got to say it.
No, of course you're right. Yeah.
Because if Arsenal can score 11, we've got to be scoring.
Arsenal have got, a world-class forward.
We've got to be scoring it, right? I do, I said that like that one. I think there's going to be times where, like you say, running, but we have been all right against the quicker ones. But, she's going to test us. And when I say she now, Ebony, she's going to want to score, man. She's going to.
I wonder if we'll see somebody like Lotta come in, because Lotta's, pretty quick. Lotta, Millie, Abby, and then Amy right back. Kirsty Smith at right back. She's pretty quick, Yeah. And then obviously look ahead, because that rests Amy. Amy can play in the cup against Brighton. Saying that it's Liverpool, isn't it? Liverpool and then Brighton. That puts Amy about for Liverpool for the physical battle. And just kind of jig it like that. So we may see something kind of like that. I don't know. It all depends. It's only at the end of the day, it's one player. Yeah. But we shall see.
Liverpool will be a big one.
Get down. Everybody needs to get down to Tranmere.
What? Who's that?
Everybody needs to get there. We've got to get that end or wherever we're playing.
To get there. I'm gonna. Well, Tranmere were good to United when they when the under-23s played there. Sorry, guys. We got our own end, and I think if there's enough people, they might. So if everyone gets down there, they see, like how it was with Everton. They see there's quite a few people there,
Well, they had us behind the goal last year, and we're all mixed in together, which it's not asking for trouble, because obviously.
Yeah, I've sat with I've been this year, and it was all behind the dugouts this time, like how sort of we do it. But it was about 500 people there, whereas we can bring.
We'll take 500 there.
Yeah, ourselves. And let's just put all the United in the goal behind the goal. Yeah, and I think the opposite goal, what they're saying, from where you were.
Yeah, I think we were in the main stand last time, like the big one to the right of the dugouts.
No, it'll be the other one, which I think we could fill it, paint it red, get other flags in there. Definitely, it'll be good. Just let it happen. But Gary's saying 5-0 United. John saying 3-0 United. Nice positive scores. I like to see it, lads.
100%.
Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Next week, I think it's going to be me and Deborah talking, especially in the build-up to Liverpool. That'll be very important. I can't wait to see what she's got to say. You know, obviously it's a very important game, but I'll talk about it more then, about you all getting down there and supporting the right way, doing it proper. Army, mate. Yeah, let's show them. Craney and everyone who's going to be there tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Sunday. Yeah. Shout out your socials, Craney.
Oh, well, don't you worry.
Go on.
My socials are at MattCrane15, and that's for Twitter and Instagram. And obviously, give us a follow on the Barmy Army if you are not already doing so.
Barmy Army, MUWFC, guys. Check it out. Thanks for subscribing. Any new subs, anyone listening? Love you. See you later. Thanks, Craney.
Cheers. See you later.